Hey everyone, this is Kevin and this is Tara, and welcome to Off the Bow.
This is where life really happens, unfiltered, unscripted, and right off the front of our boat.
If you're ready for the real side of living on the water, hit subscribe and join the adventure. Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Bow. Tara and Kevin here. We are coming to you live from Oklahoma. We're back here for the holidays to see our family and friends for Christmas and everything. So we haven't put out a video in a while. We know we've got our crossing video that needs to be put out. We've got us going down the west coast of Florida all the way down to Fort Myers where the boat is currently. We'll be heading back there next week. Should be back there on the 31st. So one more week here in Oklahoma. It's a beautiful day outside. It's almost 80 degrees.
Crazy.
Doesn't feel like a normal Christmas here in
No.
Oklahoma, does it?
This is record breaking.
So, but what we want to do is kind of give you a few topics, maybe or things that we've learned and experienced along the way to maybe kind of give you an idea of where we've been through and what we've experienced. We've been doing this since September 6th.
4 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what it's been like. And so we started at Joe Wheeler there in Alabama, northern Alabama. So
We're in Fort Myers now.
yeah, so we've experienced a few things.
1,000 miles,
Yeah. And
nautical miles.
so let's just jump right into it, Tara. What if you were to say, some things that you've learned, what is one thing that you probably learned or experienced?
Um, I've learned patience. I think the loop rewards patience. It will punish schedules. And there's been lots of times that I have wanted to go. And because of weather or whatever, or what was down the line, we couldn't, which is frustrating at
Yes.
first, until I learned that that's part of the experience. And it does reward patience. There's times that if we would have gone, we would have probably gotten into a little bit more trouble than we should have. And so it actually was best to stay another day or wait an extra half a day before, when the tide comes up. So I think that I've learned more patience. Not quite totally there yet, but I have learned I've learned patience. Patience is something that will actually reward you.
And talking about that, we joke about it a lot that people that know us closely know this, that owning a business and just my personality going into this, we were kind of concerned with us selling our business and everything else, that it would be me that would be the one
Restless.
that's very restless, always looking for something to do, always needing, to be able to move.
Stimulation.
And we've really kind of flipped roles with that to where I'm okay with sitting on the back of the boat there on the aft
Yeah, I'm
deck
not.
and having a
Need to change
dogtail.
the scenery. Got to go. Got to go.
She's got to go. So it's been kind of fun seeing her in that role and me just kind of more relaxed. It's almost like we're seeing two different sides of each other here.
Yeah.
So I guess my first thing that I'll lead off with is something that I've learned is that you have to really realize that this is a journey and not a vacation. And I'll explain to you what I mean is because it comes from a financial side of things. That, you get on this loop and you're excited and you start wanting to go and see and experience things. And before you know it, you can be spending more money than what you anticipated. And we ran into that situation.
Yeah, you're like, well, we're not going to be here again, so we might as well experience the whole of St. Pete or
Right.
Pensacola, and it does add up.
It starts adding up,
Yeah.
and you have to realize that this is a journey and this is a whole new lifestyle that you're in. And so you can't, go out to dinner every single night. If you're like us, that's looping on a budget and money conscious, you have to be aware that, maybe just going out for some cocktails and then eating on the boat. and doing those things, and so and being okay with just going and exploring and not buying a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So
Our wallet and our waistline probably cannot afford
they can't afford
what we want to
it.
do to be
Right,
on vacation every day,
right.
right?
So I think that that's probably one of the biggest things that I'm learning is that we're on a journey, not just a vacation.
Hmm.
Is there something else that you've learned that?
Yes, I've learned that the boating community is absolutely wonderful. But there is a few that I'd like to call like the old salts.
Yes.
The old salts that lead with their credentials, that kind of feel that they've earned um, their captain status and that have done and I think that there are some wonderful things that we can learn from those individuals. They have been through the fire, they have learned and everything, but sometimes for us beginners it's a little intimidating, and I think they like to talk about maybe that we're not experienced enough, we don't know enough, we shouldn't be out there. So I think what I've learned is that there are lots of things that you can learn from those experience and those that have come before us, and I think there's real value in that. But I also know when to tune out some of the stuff of the negativity, and because I think it's kind of almost like an initiation. I think once you're in this group of being, doing the loop and being a boater or a cruiser or a captain, that sometimes you like to flex.
Sure.
And so there's a lot of flexing. So you have to understand that there's going to be some flexing going on. You're going to see it when you post stuff. You're going to see some flexers that will comment, and you've got to learn to like tune that out, to not be completely discouraged by that, and to keep moving on, and that you're going to make mistakes and that's okay. Don't worry about people that say you shouldn't be there or don't anything. So I guess I've learned to know what information to take and really that's a value, and tune out some of the negativity coming from the community. So
I 100% agree.
what about you? I know you said that you've learned about the vacation. Is there something else that you've?
Yeah, I would learn that, or I would say that I learned about myself and learned that I'm not as good of a captain as I thought I was. And so, anybody that's been following along and knows kind of our story, we left out a marathon last year with the boat after we purchased it and took it all the way up to the Mississippi and then came back down to Joe Wheeler. So we've done side trips and so forth. We put about 3,000 nautical miles on the boat since we've owned it before we
Mm-hmm.
left out. So now we're over 4,000 miles. Well, the rivers are great. They are absolutely wonderful. But it made me get a little overconfident maybe because you're not dealing with the tides, you're not dealing necessarily with currents and so forth. And so when we got back down into the coastal area and you're starting to deal with those things again
Mm-hmm.
and realizing pulling in to that place sounds great, but you're really going to have to time it to time to get back out during high tide
Mm-hmm.
because you can't get out during low tide. Or how the wind and the current affects you in your boat. We don't have thrusters, bow or stern thrusters, so we've had to, abort going into some docks, because the wind is just too strong or the current's pushing us. We're 16 and a half feet out of the water and we only draft about 3.8 feet. So the wind really, really affects our boat a lot. And so I've learned that, I've still got a lot to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and how much the tide and all of that plays into it. Just kind of piggybacking on what you're talking about on the weather and everything, you know, our boat doesn't have, stabilizers and all of that. So out there on the blue water, you really have to be very cautious and cognizant of when you're going to leave out and so forth. So, yeah, I've learned that I still got a lot to learn.
That's great.
So, what about you? Anything else?
I'm thinking. Um, Learned a lot. I learned a lot. But mm, I don't know.
I've got another thing that I've learned.
Good. Because
So
I'm just trying to think of another thing, and there is a lot, but there's almost too much.
there is a lot, and things that we've experienced and seen and done, and there's just so much. But you know, we thought we were pretty good at anchoring,
Hmm.
and I think that we've learned during anchoring, to let out more than what you think. One thing I really wish we would have done, and you encouraged me to do, but I didn't. I thought, you know what, we can do it without doing it. Is I really wish we'd have marked our anchor chains to really know exactly how much chain and road we have out, because um, we're really guessing at it.
Hmm.
And so you get into some of these anchorages, and we've been into some tide anchorages with other boats around us, and we're looking at it. You're trying to guess this how much chain's left in there, this how much we've let out, and so I would say that that's something that I've learned that I wish we would have done was to
Maybe
mark
we will in 2026.
in 2026. That's something when we get someplace we'll have to mark our anchor chain just for us to
That
go
would
to
be a
our
lot
ship.
easier.
Yeah. And I think communication during the anchoring process or even docking, we've learned to communicate better. I
Hmm.
thought we were doing a good job of that before we left out, but we've learned to even do better at it. And that's something that I think I've learned as well.
Yeah.
Anything for you?
Um, no, I think that pretty much. I mean, I've learned a lot, and obviously, you've said everything you've said too is what I've learned about the vacation thing, especially. It can't be a vacation every day.
Right.
Um, and our communication has definitely improved. But yeah, I think that's some good lessons learned. Do you
Yeah.
have anything else that you'd like to talk about that
Yeah.
maybe has been?
I think one thing that we've also kind of learned is, and it's more on my side, is provisioning. Is I like to over provision. Um, because I just don't ever know when we're going to be at a place and be close enough or whatever else to a store. So I like to over provision and then realize that we are really tight for space, and it makes things sometimes difficult for storage, and
Yeah.
especially on cooler and freezer
Or we've
stuff.
overspent on our provision budget.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And so, really have learned to really be more precise in what we're purchasing and what we need. There is some things that you can always, for me, it's coffee. You can't have enough coffee on the boat.
Hmm.
And that stuff you can tuck away. We use, K cups for our Keurig, so they're easy to store and tuck away in places. But there's other things you just can't buy too much of. You just don't have the space. So let's jump into experiences or people that you've met or anything. Is there any kind of experience or any particular time that we've been with people that stands out to you?
Well, sure, there's a lot of things we've met that are great, but I really like the anchorages. Um, and the uh, the peace at an anchorage, even though you might when you're anchored out, even though you might have other boats around you. So I think what is it called? Ko Costa,
Kyle Costa.
Ko Costa, I believe, at Pelican Bay. I think that by far was one of my favorite. We took the dinghy to the Cabbage Key, had a cheeseburger in paradise. We saw the manatees in this keyhole. We went out into and walked the island, and on the other side was the beach.
On the Gulf side,
On
right?
the Gulf side, it was absolutely abandoned. There was nobody there. It was a mile long. It was beautiful. It was so neat.
It
So I
was.
think that was a day that I won't forget.
Well, you kind of took mine.
Did I?
Yeah. So you kind of took
Do you have
mine.
a second one?
Yeah, I would say that second one is really our experiences with our friends that came to uh, Pensacola.
Mm-hmm.
We started off with Chad and Amy,
Mm-hmm.
and then Chris and Lori, and John and Lori.
Mm-hmm.
They all came, and anybody that has watched our videos knows that Chad, phenomenal mechanic. If you're ever in the Pensacola area, I can't talk him up enough. Phenomenal, great guy, and great mechanic. But John and Lori
Mm-hmm.
and Chris and Lori coming and just getting to go see
Friends in
Pensacola.
Pensacola.
Yeah.
I mean, in St. Pete
Oh
for
yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
So
nice to see old friends. I mean, new friends are great, but it's also fun to kind of
reconnect.
reconnect.
Yeah, and so And then, like you said, going to St. Pete and seeing Aaron and Chris and the kids and everything. So I would really say that that's my fun, and it's kind of some of my fun experiences. You know, my idea of when we left to go on this loop was to be anchored out and be able to take the dinghy in and see and explore, and also be able to share it with friends and family along the way. And we're really checking a lot of those boxes for me. And so, um, and we've only begun. We're only into this 4 months and having a
Mhm.
blast doing it. So,
Yeah.
well, that's all that I have. Do you have
Yeah.
anything that you'd like to
No,
add?
see, so what have we learned? We've learned patience.
Yes.
Gotta have patience. It's rewarded.
Yes.
Scheduling is punished, isn't it? Um, Second thing that you mentioned is we can't be on a vacation every day. Wah, wah. Wah, wah. We also have learned better communication between the two of us.
Yes.
We learned that we need to mark our anchor chain.
Yes.
We learned that there's some negativity out there, and you've just got to take what's of value and discard the rest.
Just block out the bad stuff.
That's right. And that we've had some really amazing experiences with old friends, new friends, anchorages, and places, and hope to have a lot more to come.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really
So,
excited. So we're getting ready to head down to the Keys.
Yep.
We're going to leave Fort Myers and we're going to stop in Marco Island.
hmm
Then we're going to go down to the Everglades. Then
Yep.
we're going to shoot over to Marathon from there. So I hope you all continue to watch and see those journeys along
Yep.
with us. We also, just a little something I'd like to add here before we wrap this thing up, is we just bought some more camera equipment. So we're hoping to get our videos a little bit better, show a little bit more content and so forth. And so we're really excited about that. We're really trying to give you all, you know, some really good stuff that, you know, if you're looking at doing the loop or on the loop, that maybe you can see some of the stupid things that we do and go, I don't want to do that. Or maybe we do something that is kind of cool or the right thing to do. So, and go, well, I can mimic that. So, yeah, I'm hoping that with this new equipment and additional
Yeah.
equipment that it adds additional
That was
content.
a good time to reflect. It's the end of the year,
Yeah.
and looking forward to 2026.
Absolutely. Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So cheers.
Cheers.
Everybody have a great day. See y'all next time.